Welcome to our e-learning video on the subject of the Big Stick Policy. The Big Stick Policy was a foreign policy strategy that was advocated by President Theodore Roosevelt during his time in office from 1901 to 1909. The policy was based on the idea that the United States should use its military and economic power to promote its interests and influence in the world. The Big Stick Policy was based on the principle of speak softly and carry a big stick. This meant that the United States should use diplomacy and negotiation to resolve conflicts and promote its interests, but it should also be prepared to use its military and economic power to enforce its policies if necessary. One of the most notable examples of the Big Stick Policy in action was the United States intervention in the affairs of Panama in 1903. The United States supported the separation of Panama from Colombia and helped to establish Panama as an independent nation. The U.S. then negotiated a treaty with the new Panama government for the construction of the Panama Canal. The Big Stick Policy was also used in the Caribbean and Central America, where the United States intervened in countries such as Honduras, Nicaragua, and the Dominican Republic to protect American interests and promote stability in the region. The Big Stick Policy was widely criticized by other nations and by some Americans, who saw it as a form of imperialism. They argued that the United States was using its power to interfere in the affairs of other countries and to impose its will on weaker nations. Thank you for watching this e-learning video on the subject of the Big Stick Policy. Understanding the history, principles, and the impact of the Big Stick Policy is important in understanding how the United States has used its military and economic power to shape its foreign policy and influence in the world.